guys, it's Miss Crystal from Way Public Library, and I'm here today to do a preschool story time with you guys. Today's theme is going to be dragons, and I know that if you've been watching a lot of our videos, you might remember that Miss Alyssa did dragons last month. But don't worry, I found some new and different dragon books that she didn't do last month. Some of the rhymes might be the same, but we'll have 3 new books. Are you excited? I know I am. I love reading books about dragons. So before we get started with our first book, let's do a little rhyme. This is the intro rhyme that I've been doing during all of my virtual story times. It's if you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. So follow along with me. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, stamp your feet. If you'd like to read a book, stamp your feet. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, stamp your feet. And one last verse. If you'd like to read a book, shout hooray, hooray. If you'd like to read a book, shout hooray, hooray. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, shout hooray, hooray! Are we all ready for our first dragon book? I know I am. The first book I'm going to do with you is called Do Not Bring Your Dragon to the Library. Do you think that would be a problem if you brought a dragon to the library? Oh goodness, that might cause a bit of a mess. Let's see what happens. When you visit the library, please keep in mind, no running, no shouting, to all books be kind. But there's one rule that's bigger than the rest, and it must be followed by all of our guests. Do not bring your dragon to the library. He barely even fits in there, does he? Oh my. A dragon is sometimes a very rude beast. At story time, he'll take up 10 spaces at least. A dragon's big bottom can pack a real punch. Each time he sits down, you'll hear a great crunch. Uh-oh. Do you think he's breaking the furniture? Sounds like it. So do not bring your dragon to the library. You may ask her to come to a library show, but trouble will start with the first song she knows. Her swaying hips will crowd your space with a dragon jig that has no grace. So do not bring your dragon to the library. Maybe you're thinking, don't worry, it's fine. There's plenty of space in that library of mine. Perhaps that's true, but he's sure to roam. Then you'll be wishing you had left him at home. So do not bring your dragon to the library. What did he do? He knocked down all the shelves. Uh-oh, that's a big mess. You see, aisles of books are hard to resist. She's sure to find sections that cannot be missed. As she starts to read, she could overexcite, and then chances are her flames will ignite. So do not bring your dragon to the library. I know what you're saying is true, but leaving him home will make me quite blue. It's my favorite place. Please listen to me. My dragon would love our library. Movies and computers and places to read, tales of heroes and adventure, of good and of greed, cookbooks and bios, oh listen to my plea. May I please bring my dragon to the library? I'm afraid, my kind friend, I cannot agree. A dragon in the library? It simply can't be. And don't fret, don't frown, I have a solution. Listen now to my smart substitution. Your dragon should not miss the library treasures. Just take home some books for her reading pleasure. If you use your card often, you will very soon see that you never have to bring your dragon to the library. So they're going to bring books home to her instead. The end. they're all enjoying reading their books outside. That's a good idea, right? The end. Now we're gonna do a little rhyme up here on our board about 5 little dragons. So can you help me count them? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little dragons. 5 little dragons making such a roar. 1 danced away, and then there were 4. 4 little dragons dancing around a tree. 1 danced away, and then there were 3. 3 little dragons dancing around you. 1 danced away, and then there were 2. 2 little dragons dancing in the sun. 1 danced away, and then there was 1. 1 little dragon having lots of fun. She danced away, and then there were 0, none. All the dragons are gone. They all danced off. And that gives us a chance to do our second book called Franklin's Flying Bookshop by Jen Campbell, illustrated by Katie Harnett. Franklin loves stories. Stories keep him warm at night. His front door is a bookcase that keeps out the wind. There are lots of books inside the cave that Franklin lives in. He likes to read them out loud for everyone to hear. Every day, Franklin reads about King Arthur and roller skating, about electricity and baking. He reads about spiders and ballet and how to do kung fu. When the sun goes down, Franklin reads by the light of 1,000 fireflies, because the fireflies like to hear his stories too. But if it's a warm night, he spreads his wings and he flies into the sky to read by the light of the moon. There is a village near Franklin's cave. Sometimes Franklin goes there, but it's always quiet and it's always empty, and he can never find anyone to read stories to. Do you think they might be hiding from him? If you look in the windows, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? So Franklin goes home and reads about gymnastics and helps the bat in his cave set up a trapeze. Then he yawns very loudly and stretches his tail and climbs into bed with a cup of chamomile tea. He sleeps tucked up under hundreds of comics and dreams about Vikings sailing over the sea. One day by the stream, Franklin sees a man. "What are you?" cries the man, quaking in his boots. "I'm Franklin," says Franklin, and he holds out his hand. "I'm a dragon who loves books and live in a cave." But the man drops his fishing rod and runs far away. So Franklin goes home and reads about music and helps the mice in his cave start up a band. Next day by the farm, Franklin sees a lady. "What are you?" cries the lady, shivering on the spot. I'm Franklin," says Franklin, and he holds out his hand. "I'm a dragon and a band manager, and I like ballet." But the lady screams loudly and runs far away. So Franklin trails home and reads about space and helps the fireflies make patterns like the stars in the sky. Next day in the woods, Franklin sees a young girl. She has bright red hair the same color as the leaves, and she's reading a book sitting under a tree. Do you think maybe he'll make friends with her? They both like to read. "Who are you?" asked the girl, jumping up to her feet. I'm Franklin," says Franklin, and he holds out his hands. "I'm a dragon who likes stargazing and playing croquet." "I love dragons," cries the girl, and she shakes Franklin's hand. "You're in this book that I'm reading about, in a faraway land." Luna tells Franklin she's read about remote secret islands, about treasure hunts and pirates, about fruit bats and acrobats and how to be a spy. Franklin tells Luna he's read about sword fights and fire eaters, about circuses and anteaters, about flower arranging and carol singing and making apple pie. Luna and Franklin feel like they are made out of stories. Stories with exciting beginnings, thrilling middles, and very happy ends. Stories about new people and strange places, and about making friends. They want to share their favorite books with as many people as they can, so they sit down together and come up with a plan. They hoist bookshelves up high with the help of the mice and tie ropes around and round to make sure they fit tight. They move a sofa, some cake tins, tie comics on with a string to make a small, lopsided bookshop between Franklin's wings. Everybody climbs on board. Luna holds her breath. The mice hold each other. The fireflies gasp and the bats cross their toes. Franklin bends down low and runs as fast as he can. He sprints down the hill and spreads out his wings and takes off into the sunset with the help of the wind. Franklin lands his flying bookshop in the middle of the village. "It's that dragon," cries the fisherman. "What a monster," another cries. "His name is Franklin," shouts Luna, a fierce look in her eyes. "We built this bookshop together from the books in his cave. Franklin's kind and he's clever and he's my friend." There is a small silence. Franklin shuffles his feet in the quiet street. "It's nice to meet you," he says as he waves at the crowd, who have stopped in their tracks and are listening now. "We have lots of stories we'd love to share. Please come say hello and pull up a chair." The fireflies light up the shelves, the bats cartwheel along the bookcases, and the mice clear their throats and start singing songs. It isn't long before the villagers start taking a look, climbing up on to Franklin to peer at his books. Franklin takes a deep breath as Luna passes out cake. He tells them stories about scientists in America and snakes. He whispers tales about dragons and how to make creme brulee, and everyone is listening to what he has to say. "Let's fly," Luna smiles as the fireflies dance and the acrobatic bats show off their kung fu. So they all hold on tight as Franklin takes flight, reading books by the light of the moon. The end. Do you think that would be fun, to hop up on top of a dragon and read books? I think it would be pretty amazing. Let's move on to another rhyme. A lot of times when you have dragons, you also have knights. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little knights on our board. We've got 5 little knights, fearless and brave, went dragon hunting deep in a cave. They heard a loud roar shaking the cave's floor, so one little knight ran away. 4 little knights, fearless and brave, went dragon hunting deep in a cave. They heard a loud roar shaking the cave's floor, so one little knight ran away. How many do we have now? 1, 2, 3. 3 little knights, fearless and brave, went dragon hunting deep in a cave. They heard a loud roar shaking the cave's floor, so one little knight ran away. 2 little knights, fearless and brave, went dragon hunting deep in a cave. They heard a loud roar shaking the cave's floor, so one little knight ran away. 1 little knight, fearless and brave, went dragon hunting deep in a cave. He heard a loud roar shaking the cave's floor, so the last little knight ran away. How many knights do we have left? That's right, 0 knights. The little dragon's left all alone now. That gives us a chance to read one last book, and this one's my favorite. It's called This Book Is Not About Dragons by Shelley Moore Thomas, illustrated by Fred Cowler. There are no dragons in this book. Go ahead, turn the page. See, I told you, no dragons. What do we think this might be? Or this? What? You want to know what that is? There by that tree? Oh, that? That's not a dragon. That is a rabbit. It's got long ears and a puffy tail. See, it is a rabbit. And it can't be a dragon because remember, this book is not about dragons. And there are not any dragons on this page either. Oh, that right there next to the house? That's not a dragon. That's a truck. Yes, a truck. Is that all there is? What else do you see? Notice the wheels, the doors, the bumper? That's a truck. It's not a dragon. I already told you this book is not about dragons. This page is 100% dragon-free. And no, don't even think about it. Those things in the sky are not dragons. They are clouds. See how weightless they are? Airy and light? They're definitely not dragons. That is because this book is not about dragons. None here. That's a moose. And none here. That's a pizza. And none here. That is a baby chick. See, not a single dragon around here. So that's pretty much it. No dragons. What? You want to turn the page? No you don't. Why? Well, because there are not any dragons there. Absolutely no dragons. And if you turn the page, you are just going to be looking for them, trying to find them. But they are not there because this book is not about dragons. Period. No, don't turn the page. No! Don't say it. It's not possible. I don't believe it. This page is full of dragons. Look at that. They're everywhere. I guess I'm going to have to change the title. I hope you're happy. This book is not about dragons. We had to color out not, so it says this book is about dragons. The end. I think that book's really funny because the little mouse keeps saying, no, there's no dragons. But on pretty much every page there is a sign of a dragon. And I think that's kind of funny. And well, I hope you liked it too, and I will see you again sometime for another story time. Bye guys!